Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. Today we're keeping with the Thoughts from the Retro Notebook series, and today's is a quote I wrote down from, well, actually, I'll cite it as the Godai, meaning the Book of Five Rings, by a guy named Miyamoto Musashi. And when I was in college, which these retro notebooks are from, this was one of my favorite philosophers regarding the martial arts because his samurai swordsmanship and his mastery of engaging enemies was considered par excellence in his day. Um, so this one is a rather strange one, but after I get into it, you realize it's not really. The tactic of monkey's body is to not stretch out your arms. This way, you do not overexert or overextend your reach, which leaves you open and off balance. You spend so much time dealing with your own body when you're off balance that you can't even defend yourself effectively, much less attack. Okay, yesterday's wisdom and today's wisdom are pretty much in agreement here. There are things you have to do um, to take care of your own self first before you can do anything else out in the world. And so, in the case of fighting with or attacking an enemy or fighting with an enemy, um, there are times when you're going to need to defend and there are times when you're going to need to attack. But balance dictates that you can move from a point of stableness to better succeed at whatever the goal is you're trying to accomplish. And so in life, it's the same way. If you overextend yourself, whether it's financially or physically, even mentally, spiritually, socially, there are consequences for that. And they are typically the things that take you out of balance, which is going to affect your ability to do anything else after that point. So, for example, if I am engaged with you in physical confrontation and I throw a kick or a punch that maybe misses the mark and travels well beyond my center of balance, I'm going to spend the next few moments dealing with my own body, trying to get it back into balance before I can launch another successful attack, before I can, you know, deal with you. And so life is kind of the same way. If you overextend yourself in ways that are going to take you out of balance, pull you out of your peace, you're going to then have to get yourself up under control before you're going to be able to take on whatever it was that you aimed at in the first place. Um, if you overextend financially, which a lot of us know, you're going to have to make up those deficits somehow before you're able to leverage your money in ways that are going to be helpful to you or that are going to grow and increase. If you overextend your body, by over exercising, straining muscles, pulling muscles, breaking things, you're going to have to take the time then to deal with restoring the body's harmony before you're able to either do that thing again or do it successfully, to say the least. Kind of like spraining your ankle, playing a sport, or overextending physically in a move, a dance move, a physical move for fighting, whatever. You're going to then have to take the time to deal with your own body, and then you can't launch anything else effectively until that's handled. Okay, so that's definitely where I was at this time. Same thing mentally. If you take on too many projects and you can't focus enough on any one of them to do them justice, then you're screwed and you're not going to be able to come across the way you wanted to, or maybe in the case of a job, get the promotion, get the job, because you've overextended yourself. Um, and so, again, even spiritually, you can overextend yourself to concepts that you're not ready for. And put yourself in a position where you think you've acquired a level and you haven't. And some of us are very guilty of that in our lives. And so now, having regained that balance, we're moving in different directions, right? So again, this one was about not overextending yourself, not being off balance, so that you can effectively launch your next strategy, your next move, your next, in this case, attack. And so, to reiterate, the tactic of monkey's body is to not stretch out your arms. This way you do not overextend your reach, which leaves you open and off balance. You spend so much time dealing with your own body when you're off balance that you cannot even defend yourself effectively, much less attack. So, the takeaway from this one is try not to overextend yourself if you can help it. I know there's a little overreaching that goes on in our everyday lives at times, but as a general rule, it can't be like your everyday mode of being to constantly overextend yourself, whether it's financially, physically, socially, mentally, spiritually, or you're going to pay the consequences of not being able to move as fast as you'd like because you're going to spend some time having to regain your balance in order to move forward. So, just a little tidbit to think about. Send me some feedback, send me some comments. I really appreciate all you guys' input and support. I thank you so very much. And for those of you who don't like it, that is what search engines are for. You will find what you need. But in the meantime, those that like it, subscribe. And again, send me feedback and comments. I appreciate it. And so listen, guys, I hope you have a wonderful time whenever and wherever you are. And thank you for sharing my armchair.